Yeah. It's. Oh, we're live. All right, hey, welcome to Babetalk.
Hello.
Hey.
There we go. Hey, there we go. We got some strong haze going on.
You think I wasn't going to do that?
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
That was incredible.
Whoa.
Whenever he does that, it freaks me out.
Well, what do you think it is?
It sounds like a crazy duck.
That's the point.
But that's weird.
It's fast moving to go along with it. That's fantastic. All right, so welcome to Babetalk. Today's show is going to be really fun because we have like a stacked lineup and it's fucking awesome. Tonight,
Yeah, we do.
Ryan from Marina City.
Hey.
We have our welcoming back party for Caitlin.
Hello.
And then we have of course, my right-hand girl, Ashnick.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
And we
Love
have
you.
for the build, but his internet's not being completely stable, so hopefully we'll get him back on the show soon. So
One day, I'm sure.
One day before, probably sooner than Tony, but whatever.
Probably. Tony's never coming back on. This is no longer his show.
It's no longer his show. It's a sad thing. But we start off every show though by asking my guests how their day was, and today we'll start with Ashnick.
Today was interesting. I booked a hotel and flight to Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's for
Ooh.
Vegas
fancy
Music
thing.
Summit. Yeah, I do. It's like I don't want to say part of my program, but we were approached. My program, my major here at Syracuse, we were approached by Red Bull Records, and they're funding this project called Falcon, which is an A&R scouting program thing. And so basically, it's like college students scouting out new artists for this project, and it's really cool. Our label liaison is like just the greatest guy ever, and he has founded this music summit, which started in 2008, I think, and he offered everyone involved in the program complimentary badges this year. And the best part is not only is this a music conference in Vegas, but it's over the weekend of my 21st birthday. So.
Oh, yeah, that goes too.
You're going to be so drunk.
Here's the thing, I can't. I have to be like composed and like professional-ish.
Okay.
So.
I drink at my shows and it's fine. You
Well,
can
like,
be
I can
composed and drunk.
This is now your test. This is your absolute test.
I've done it. I've done it before. Like at
Please put that under your resume. Can't be drunk and composed.
No, okay. I said I've done it before. I've been drunk at South by Southwest, but like I'm really like, 'cause I'm in college, so anytime it's someone's 21st birthday and they go out to the bars, they come back a hot fucking mess. And,
Oh, yeah.
like disgustingly drunk and like making poor life decisions. And
That's your 21st birthday
but I don't
for
wanna be that
everyone.
person. No, I just But I'm gonna be with one of my really good friends who helps me kind of co-lead this program. We've been doing it since not since it started, but since it came to Syracuse in January 2013. We've kind of been like taking over the reins, and he kind of runs it with me. And he's in LA right now doing a semester. It's not abroad, but a semester in LA. And he's driving over to Vegas, and I miss him so much. So I'm so excited to get to see him, and like we're gonna go do some crazy drunk shit together for a little bit. But I'm still gonna be professional and representing Syracuse and Bandier, and you know.
You're gonna that's a key phrase. You're gonna represent your school. That's literally the
Orange
productive thing
Mafia.
they're gonna give you like right before you
Orange
go.
Mafia.
Representing the school.
That's what we call our alumni network, is the Orange Mafia.
Oh,
so like
boy.
whenever it's like an alum comes to speak at our program, it's like, oh, so and so, a member of the Orange Mafia, and I'm like, I'm so fucking excited to be a member of the Orange Mafia. Like,
that sounds terrifying and a little intimidating, but hey, that sounds fantastic.
I mean, you know. Anyway, that was my day.
Kayla, how was your day, girl?
My day was good. My day was really busy. I had to work at 6 a.m. at the donut shop, and then I came home.
Donut shop.
I'm like in the middle of redoing my room, and so I'm in IKEA hell right now. I can't get my TV or my Wii to work. I'm like in the middle of building shelving units and I'm buying a new mattress. So like walking through my house is like getting through like a terrifying, terrifying maze that like things jump out at you and kill you like that. So that's
Man.
been my
Sounds like the
afternoon.
maze from a Goblet of Fire.
Just a
It
little bit.
basically is,
intense.
just with cats that
very-
hate each other.
Ew.
I mean,
just got a
your
kitten.
walls look good.
What? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got some new banners. I have my stick to your guns one over there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I have to get it done before Friday because I have a big Halloween show and then a party afterward, and Head North is staying with me. So I have
sweet.
to clean my house from top to bottom before then, and I have to put together a new bed frame, a new
Oh my!
vanity,
You
a new
have to
everything.
make sure. You have to make sure that your room is super clean for a punk rock band, because
I'm not.
they will
I'm not sleeping
They
in
will
my
not
room,
like
though.
that clean. They will not like dirty shit. I'm telling you.
I'm not sleeping in here though. Some of the boys
Oh.
are.
Oh,
So
okay.
I like actually have to make it like not gross and Caitlin. So
Because
Yeah,
the last thing
I-
a touring
knowing
band's
from
gonna do is
experience-
refuse a bed.
Knowing from experience, people, if they get a house to sleep in, they do not like it messy. They want to make sure
No.
it's completely clean. Do not.
They will
just kidding.
turn the fuck
No.
around.
the
Turn
funny
around
thing
on
is,
you.
That house down.
the funny thing is, I've toured and like I'll walk into someone's house that I'm staying at, and I'm just like, "Thank you so much. Like, we really appreciate this. Like, better than sleeping on the bench in the van." And they're like, "I'm so sorry, the
Yeah.
house is a mess." I was like, "Dude, your house is fine." But of course, when
Yeah.
it's like the other
Yeah.
way around, I'm just like, "No, it's not clean enough. God, no."
Well, you know, the best part about it is that you're like cleaning before the storm's gonna hit, because once they do get there, I'm sure it's gonna be super messy. So
Well,
at least
we're
you're
having
halfway
a
clean.
party, and
Oh well, then there you go.
it's gonna be rough.
That's
There
too
you
good.
go.
All right, Brian, what about your day? How was your day, sir?
Well, it wasn't as exciting as it seems like from everyone else. I book a bunch of venues in Chicago, so I had to deal with a lot of bands today, making sure that they're ready and getting advancements and stuff like that for their shows. We just picked up a House of Blues date, so I'm booking that for a bunch of bands right now, and I have to use my very graphic designing to make flyers for every band. So I was doing that, and yeah, also I was trying to book a actual spring tour for Marina City while doing all that. So it was kind of busy, and yeah, so yeah, that's all. So
You sound like the
hopefully
male
in a
version of
city near
me.
you. Yeah, when you were talking, I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I do all the time. So that's funny.
And again, like kudos, because like when you were telling me earlier that, because like when me and Ryan were talking earlier, he was telling me that he was going through like what you said 5 different internships.
Yeah, I've been through 5 different internships in my 3.5 years here. So
Yo,
it's been
internships are
crazy.
the shit though.
They are, yeah. You learn a lot from it. You definitely learn a lot. It's at one time I was telling him that I was working at Guitar Center, booking and doing music licensing and the band and school all at the same time, and it was really, really, really intense. But you
It's
know
worth
what?
it.
It makes you a stronger person. So
I
it is.
I understand
it's a
the
lot of
internship
friends.
struggle for real. I turned like
Yeah.
I had a shit internship at the beginning of the summer, and I was like, I actually can't do this anymore. It was just like a really horrible experience, and they were just really disrespectful
Yeah.
and just whatever. But so I
Sorry to hear
turned
that.
Property of Zach into an internship. So I like reminded Zach to do his homework for credit. Like it was really fantastic. But I did. It was his
That's
finance
really cool.
class.
That's really cool, though.
It was cool. It was
Yeah,
really
I
awesome.
was writing for. That's awesome. Yeah, I was writing for Highlight Magazine for a little bit. Familiar with them, but I was writing for them for a little bit, and then basically it was just like that was one of the stories. It's like, okay, I just put on like 10 more things on my plate. I'm just gonna have to stop writing right now. But it was really cool, and like Property of Zaxxon, I'm a big fan of that. So that's really cool.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad this
still
timing worked
impressed.
out because your showcase just went up like a week ago, so that was really convenient. But like, back
Yeah,
in the
you know
circle-
what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I didn't put you and Property of Zach two and two together until
I was gonna
honestly,
say it before we went live, but I was like, he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Are you fucking serious?" I was like, okay.
Yeah, I honestly had no idea, and then for whatever reason, I'm on the train and I'm just like scrolling through my stuff, and I'm just like, wait a minute, like that name sounds so familiar. Why do I know that name? And I like was Twitter stalking you, if that's a thing, and I was like, oh, it says @property of Zach. I was like, no freaking way, this was the girl. So everything's full circle right now. That's pretty cool.
It really is. Well, I like having. I mean, I think it's really cool that we bring. I didn't suggest Marina City, but I was like, yo, like I know them, and they're gonna be on like showcase, and they're gonna be on Babetalk. So like, you just. I
This
love
is
this
perfect.
super involvement.
This energy, I'm loving it. So thank you.
We're just bouncing off of walls. We're all over the place. Like, oh. But I think Marina City was actually one of the first bands that like reached out like directly to us. It was like, hey, we like Babetalk, can we be on? I was like, you'd be on every week like at that time. I was like, yes, God, please.
my keyboardist, his name's Matt. He's the one that actually like told me about you guys, and he was just like, dude, you gotta check out this Babetalk. It's all Google Plus, and I was like, Google Plus? That's like it's actually a thing. I didn't realize that people used it, and right now it's actually a really, really cool thing. I think it's awesome actually. But yeah, he was telling me about it because he defend pop punk group. So I guess that group does more than just talk shit about bands. So that's really cool.
Right?
Yeah,
That's how I
I know,
found
right?
Babetalk, and here I am, like literally a month later, still on every episode since my own.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful
That's
thing. The Defend Pop Punk group is just like helping niggas out since 2014. 13?
Yeah.
Whenever,
I was gonna say, has that
whenever
been
we started
around?
defending pop punk.
I gave the next.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
apparently, it was under like ambush around when I don't know when it went under ambush or like under attack, but apparently we're glad that we're here defending it though. So and obviously,
Thank you, Man Overboard, made us aware of this terrible crisis where pop punk needs defending, and suddenly we all rushed in. And we're like, we're ready.
I
I have
can't
no
imagine
comment
that's like
about
one of
this group.
It's what?
I have no
Well,
comment about the
It
seems
is
like
defense
the
its
whole-
own beast.
your whole bedroom is defend pop punk. So
I'm an admin. How do you think I feel about my life?
Oh, that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. But before we get into completely dismantling the Defend Pop Punk group that helped pretty this,
no, it's a cool community. But
oh no, oh god, we could spend like 4 hours talking about the wonderful, magnificent,
DPPG.
majestic place that is.
And I'd really rather not.
So we could just like jump right into the show. Earlier today,
all right.
we were talking about Major League and their new release that came out today. Things will never be. Oh my god, I'm such an asshole. And I listened to that. That was like one of like the first things because I was looking forward to Major League's release for like a while. And of course, like right now, I can't remember the name of it.
I was just excited
Yeah,
it
of
was streaming
course.
on Billboard. I was like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's actually
Yeah.
a really cool thing. It's
Which
cool.
is
Like Go
awesome,
Radio,
yeah.
when Go Radio came out with their second
Oh.
album, that was on I know, rest in peace. They're one of my favorite bands. I actually played with them along with State Champs at one time. But
That's sick.
yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, I thought that was really cool that like the pop punk scene or this underground scene is getting some attention at Billboard, because I know that I think Knuckle Puck was on Billboard. Like Billboard talked about them at one time.
they had like,
and like
an
they talked
article.
about Real Friends at one time.
They mentioned like it was an article that mentioned Candy Hearts and modern baseball and like all this stuff, and I
Yeah.
was kind of just
I
like,
heard that. Yeah.
what? I mean, like,
Yeah.
I was super stoked, but like it seemed out of place, but I was still excited that it was getting a place. If that sentence made sense at all. But
Right? No, I totally
Yeah.
understand. I think it's a cool thing. Yeah, I mean anytime that's like there's good news on music, I'm pretty pumped about it. So.
Oh, absolutely, and like it's all within the same community too. So like when we see like one of our own make it up there, we're all like sitting there just like yeah, like what's
Yeah.
It's an exciting thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So the release that came out today was "There's Nothing Wrong with Me," and this is the first release that they put out with the old lead singer out of the band, and the sound that they had taken was really fantastic. I don't know if any of you guys have actually taken the time to listen to it. I know Ashley did.
I got
did.
through 2 songs while I was at the office. It was cool. It was pretty cool.
I listened to it a little bit.
It's a beautiful change, yeah. And so it got me thinking, like, what other bands had a significant member leave the group and still be able to carry its own weight, and also define, like, make a new definition of who they are? Because I'm pretty sure, at least in my opinion, it sounds very different from Hard Feelings and from the Seasons EP and their first album that they had put out. I don't know if you guys need time to think or anything like that, but is there anything that jumped in your mind?
Like AC/DC or like
Newfound
any
Glory.
and it's a newfound. I mean, even most recent Newfound Glory. I mean, their new album's really awesome, and like I wasn't a really big fan of Radio Surgery, I think it was called. So like, but this album, I saw them at Riot Fest, and they killed it as a 4-piece. They did a great job. So that was a good one too.
Yeah, I just saw them at Ram's Head here on that Glamour Kills tour, and I've seen them a bunch of times, and they just absolutely were fantastic. I've seen them a couple times because I saw them at Skate and Surf after Ian left and everything. Ian, who was it? Steve. Yeah, no, Ian lost a ton of weight and is like getting healthy, which is super awesome because I saw him like playing on stage. He's like thin. He's like pulling up his pants because he's losing weight on the road. And I was just like, oh, good for you. He's like thin and stuff. It's like, it's adorable. I love it. And they were absolutely awesome. And I was really excited about it. But unfortunately, I'm not really a fan of the new Major League. I think it's good. It's not bad. It's just not what I prefer that they do, but I think they definitely sound amazing for not having Nick anymore, and I want to call bullshit on everyone who said like, oh, they're gonna sink, they're not gonna go anywhere. Like, Nick was the glue that held them together. No, Brian Joyce was, because he's always been like the leader of that group. So I think people really underestimated them, and just because it's not my personal taste doesn't mean it's not awesome. I know a lot of people who love it, and I hope it really does well.
Yeah.
I feel like
Ashley,
it's hard to go.
I saw you. Yeah.
Well, like, it's hard to not redefine, but when a band member leaves who's an instrumentalist, like, not to discredit them, but it's something that somebody else can do. Like, somebody else can play that song on guitar. You know, like, I'm not saying that the person wasn't important and wasn't like a great, you know, source of morale for the band or anything like that, but like, it's a smoother transition when it's someone who just plays an instrument. But when like a lead singer leaves, I'm like, let's just be honest here. The lead singer is like a front man for like the band, and like that like a main lead vocal, like that's a really big part of the sound. Granted, I'm not a musician, I'm not in a band, and I don't like, that's totally foreign to me. But just my 2 cents. This is so like, don't crucify me, but like when Austin Carlisle left Attack Attack, I was like, yes, because I didn't like him that much. Just like his vocal style, I was like, like it's okay, like whatever. And then like Attack Attack was one of my favorite bands, just as a disclaimer out there.
Amazing.
Right? And then Caleb took over.
I love it.
And I was like, I have no fucking shame in it. And he took over, and the self-titled was so fucking good. Like, holy shit. And, I mean, he's clearly a really talented guy. Beartooth is fucking great. And almost everyone I've talked to who's seen them live is like, they were a lot better than I was expecting. Like, I wasn't expecting Caleb to be that good. I wasn't expecting this band to be that good. But then they're like, holy shit, Beartooth is actually that good. So I think, I mean, granted, Attack Attack isn't a band anymore, but I think they did an okay job of like that transition before they were like, okay, like this isn't what we want to personally do. But I think they did okay. I think their fan base mainly stuck around. But that was like the first one that came to mind because I'm a scene kid, so.
So of course, yeah, it's going to come out.
I mean, when I think, another band I think of when I think of member changes is Paramore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
When the brothers left, I love everything Paramore has ever put out because Hayley Williams is bae. Everyone's obsessed with Beyonce. Fuck that. Hayley Williams all day,
excuse me,
every
why
day.
can't we be obsessed with both?
Because Hayley Williams is my girl. Yeah, I'm not really into Beyonce that much. I think she's wonderful for whatever reason, but Hayley Williams is bae.
I think she's wonderful for whatever reason. That really supports your argument, right?
I just don't care about Beyonce. I just don't care about Beyonce.
No, yeah.
I care about Paramore. When the brothers
Well,
left.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, seeing from your wall, I wouldn't expect you to be a big Beyonce fan, anyways.
Beyonce is fantastic.
No, I have
emo posters.
What did
whatever.
I
start? Look. Beyonce. You can't compare Beyonce and Paramore. That was.
Yes, you can.
Hayley Williams, rather. They're two completely different things in their own right. Like, Hayley Williams she's obviously one of my idols when I was growing up, listening to her rock it out.
Still
I mean, I know that I'm a
idols.
guy, but it was awesome. Yeah, she is awesome. And I just saw them play the Monument tour, and she freaking killed it. And it's how can you kill it every night like that, right? So that's
because you're Hayley Williams.
Right. Okay, then there's Beyonce, which is in a completely diffent genre. It's a completely different genre.
And let me just say, I saw Beyonce 2 summers ago. One of the best shows I've ever seen. Unbelievable. Obviously, the budget's a little higher than your average punk show, but it was unbelievable. It did a really good job, and I was like, that was one of the greatest nights of my life. Holy shit, that was fantastic. And I'm not saying one's better than the other, because I sincerely do still want to be Hayley Williams, and every morning I wake up and I'm not Hayley Williams, that's just a sad morning. So
right.
I think they're both really. I killed Caitlyn. I killed Allie.
I mean, you're halfway there. I'm not even close. So I got this beard going on.
I can't kill you. You're a guest. I can't kill you.
Thanks.
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Oh, holy hell. I mean, the
apples and oranges.
I have a slight issue with Hayley. I mean, I think that she took her the band breaking apart, and because we have listened to the new album, right? The I forget what the title is.
It's
Paramore. It's self-titled, and it's fucking amazing.
It came out a week after Fall Out Boy.
I mean, it's good, but the whole thing, at least with her interludes, I'm not sad anymore. I'm not
angry anymore.
I'm not angry anymore. I'm not caring about the rest of the band.
Yikes.
And every show, because I saw them 3 times during that same tour. Every time she would be yeah, I'm totally over this. Let me play this interlude 3 times, and then keep talking about how I don't need them anymore, and then continue to harp on how I really don't care. It's Hayley, are you sure? Are you positive that you're over this? Because it's the ex-girlfriend that talks about the ex-boyfriend 3 years after and be yeah, I don't need him anymore. It's girl, it's been 5 years. We all know that you really are cool with it. And I just think
sometimes the ex-boyfriend leaves an impact, and people need to know, hey, I broke out of this, and look at what I'm doing now. I'm fucking awesome. And that's what that album was. It wasn't OG Paramore. It wasn't Riot. And that's what I fell in love with when I was fucking 12 years old, was Riot, and All We Know Is Falling. That is one of my first, punk records, along with, From Under the Cork Tree when I was, 10. But, coming from someone who was Riot and OG Paramore all the way, the self-titled is an amazing album. And
I love that album.
It's so good.
The thing is that we all have to remember is that, Paramore is Hayley Williams. She's the only one signed as an artist. She and that's what I feel and the Farrell brothers knew this from the beginning. This is hey, I got signed, and you're going to be my backup band for this, but you know what? I don't like the image of just being a solo artist. I want to be the image of a band, so we're going to call it Paramore, not Hayley Williams, and you guys are going to be in pictures and stuff like that. But you're hired guns. And so when they started complaining about wait a minute, we just found out 10 years later that we're just hired guns. It's what the hell are you talking about, man? You were doing you already knew this from the beginning. Yeah. And so this new album and the way she does things, it's she is Paramore, and we just have to and everyone knows that. And it sounds like these 2 new guys, or Jeremy and Taylor, know that. Mm-hmm. They understand that, and that's why that's why it is what it is now. So I don't know. I just feel when people get upset about taking sides on who's who, it's they already knew what they were going for in the beginning. So for them getting wait a minute, I want to have that fame now too, and it was way too late. So, and obviously, they haven't done anything since. So, which is really, they're really talented, and I really honestly think Is it Josh? That's the guitar player. He's like one of my favorite like
so.
songwriters. Like Riot, yeah, like you said, Riot is an amazing album, and everything that he was part of, was an amazing album. And I think that the new Paramore is a completely different style, but it's super, super cool. No one's really doing it. That's crossing it from the indie and pop like that, like they are.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Go Paramore.
All right, well, shit, I did not expect to get into a Paramore discussion, but that was good. That was awesome. Good.
Good job, guys. We didn't kill each other yet.
Research. Josh Farrow is supposedly in a new band. Josh Farrow near completion of his new band's debut album, but that was in July, and I don't think anything really happened.
I was wondering
trying to release something
real hard about for a second.
Yeah, they've been trying to release something for forever. Like, what is it called? Half Noise or something like that? But they haven't got anything out.
Novel American.
Right, yeah, that's right. I think Zach was in some noise thing, but it didn't work out. Anyways.
Well, that's cool. I guess we can move on from there. We have one other subject that we can just touch on real fast, and then we'll jump into Ryan's interview, which I'm fucking just itching a way to get at. So I've never really celebrated this ritual of dressing up and running over to people's homes demanding for candy, but some of you guys have.
You've never gone trick-or-treating?
I've never gone trick-or-treating, and I'll give you guys a reason, but it will take about 15 minutes. Source, God.
Are you Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a religious thing.
I was raised one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and your boy got kicked out, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day.
Yo, I need to hear that.
If you guys
talk about that after the show.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
that's going to be a good discussion.
I'm down for that discussion later.
But so I saw that Marina City had their annual Halloween party. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's
yeah, well,
adorable.
this would be the first annual, but we're going to keep doing that. We always do a band's giving. So right after Thanksgiving, usually that Saturday, we all bring all of our leftover food and then like some extra stuff depending if we ate a lot, and we all get together with the girlfriends and we have a big feast. And
That's
then
so cute. Oh my heart.
We need to make that a national thing.
And then on Christmas, and then on that day we draw a name out of the hat, and the girlfriends are also in it, and everyone does like a Secret Santa. For Christmas, we get together for that weekend and we do a big Christmas party as well. So
the dream life. The dream life.
I think that's so cute.
All right. Well, thank you. We the band is all about family and being together. Like, I would honestly say, like, these guys are like my best friends. These are the guys who are gonna stand up in my wedding, kind of thing. Like, that's how close we all
killing
are.
me.
And I would feel that we're all that close too. So this year we decided to go the extra step and do a Halloween party and actually invite our moms and dads too, and our siblings. So like we had like just a whole big feast of mom, dads, everything, and that was the first time that like some of the moms and dads actually met each other for the first time. So it was really cool. It was actually really cool. Like the dads, they're all like with cigars now and have like slopping down a beer, and then all the moms are doing these Jello shots kind of thing. And like all the kids were getting like all the younger kids are like hanging out and we were playing pool. It was like a big family thing. And that's what that I always felt like from the beginning that I started a band, which I was like 12 years old. That like to like actually make music together. You can make noise as bandmates, but to actually make music together, you have to be a family, have to be brothers that way, because there's no harmony otherwise. And so that's what Marina City is about, is trying to get that together. I know.
Oh, it's so adorable. I can't handle it.
Every show I get a beautiful soundbite, and so far there's not been a single guest that has broken the chain, and I love it. I absolutely love it. That's
I'm dying right now. Like,
I was just about to say that, Ash.
I was gonna say I'm literally dying, but I'm.
Can you guys?
We're all dying, but I'm not literally dying right this second.
Well, I'm literally. We're all literally dying. Everyone's dying.
I'm figuratively dying.
Can we stay a little posy and not go completely metal?
Have you known me ever to be that positive?
We're each dying. I mean, we divulged until something completely beautiful. What's everyone being for Halloween? Ryan, thank you for that little Marina City.
Yeah, no problem.
That was so precious.
I want to do that with my life one day. That sounds fantastic.
I know, right? I mean, I like my friends do a friends Thanksgiving, but I haven't heard of a band doing that, and that's still like
I've
a
heard of
beautiful way to
bands
keep up
doing it.
camaraderie and everything.
But the only time I hear about bands doing it is like when they're all on tour, like, and they have
Yeah.
days off for the actual day of Thanksgiving, but like, you know, they're not home, so the whole tour will get together somewhere, and like, you see the Instagram, it's like Bandsgiving.
I was supposed to be hosting a
exactly.
Bandsgiving this year because I had a band through like within a day or two of Thanksgiving, and I felt really bad that they weren't going to be home for Thanksgiving because I don't live around family, so I just have my mom and my dad. So like Thanksgiving and holidays are always like really small and lame, and I always like spend them with friends and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, all my little band babies, like you're all gonna be in my house, like all like 15 of you, like let me feed you with everything. I love doing stuff like that.
That's cool. That's cool, and I'm sure they're really appreciative of it. But yeah, you know,
It's so fun.
I think the big thing is like the whole community thing, and that's what we try to do. And be a family. But for Halloween, I was Jack I am going to be, because we have a Halloween show coming up, but I am Jack Skeleton, and my girlfriend is Sally. And
Stop.
our keyboard player was Russell from Up.
Oh yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Oh my god, slayed me.
Our guitar player is a lion, and that's actually a dog costume that he's wearing. He's found it.
Sure.
Our drummer is Clark Kent, and then our bassist had no idea what he was going to wear, so he decided that he was going to just put on a vest, get a little toy gun, and put a bandana so he could be a cowboy for Halloween. So yeah.
Solid choices.
Aww.
Yeah, it was good. We were thinking about for the Halloween show being the Blue Man Group.
Oh my god,
that sounds messy.
Yeah, it does. That's the problem. It sounds really messy, and like we know how to create a mess, we just don't know how to clean up a mess. So we just I don't know if it's a
sounds
great
about
idea.
right.
Sounds like a lot of boys I know.
Exactly. I was about to say sounds like all of my bands.
Now, Caitlin, Ash, do you guys have ideas as to what you're going to be for Halloween?
Ash, do you want to go first?
Oh, I'm going home this weekend, so my friend is like, she's from Connecticut too, and she's driving home because she has to go to like a doctor's appointment or something, and she was like, do you want to come with me? And like, I just don't want to drive alone. It's like a 4-hour drive from Syracuse to Connecticut, and she's like, do you want to come with me? And I was like, yes, because I just want to see my dogs like a lot.
Oh,
I'm literally like, oh my god, I just miss them a lot. And every dog I see on campus, like, I want to go and be that dog's best friend. And like, it's hard because my mom, who is like super sweet and I adore her, she always sends me like pictures and videos of like my dogs doing really cute things. Like, I have 3 dogs. 2 of them are puppies, and one is like an old lady. She's like 14, and I just,
oh damn,
oh my god, I'm gonna start crying right now. I just really miss them, and I just can't wait to see them. I'm okay.
You're the cutest person. Oh
like,
my gosh,
when
I
I'm
love
home,
you.
I'm not even joking. Like, cause like the whole summer, like I got to see them. Like, I came home from school the day I got back. It's a 4-hour drive. I did not sleep the night before because I was up packing and trying to clean my apartment and get everything ready for storage. I came home, literally 2 hours I spent outside playing fetch with my dogs. Cause like, you give this boy a tennis ball and he's just so excited and he'll play with you for literally hours. And all I wanted to do is just, I just can't wait to go home, see them, and just be like, I love you, and not have to deal with frat boy neighbors or like drunk screaming girls outside my window or anything at all. And just like, I just can't wait. And I'm really excited. And those are my grand Halloween plans.
Wow.
But
That's
I
awesome.
did want to get a group costume together. This is like my dream if like I had friends and Halloween plans, to do a group costume. Don't laugh, it's a problem. To do a group costume of Bob's Burgers. And like,
Yes. Oh my god.
yeah, see, like, cause I have red glasses, and granted they're in the shape
you
of
would
like,
be the perfect Linda.
basically every member of the Belcher family is like, that collected cast is like my spirit animal. So like, I wanted my friend who's ironically driving me home. Her boyfriend lives in Syracuse too, and he like when he grows out his mustache, I could be like, you could be Bob, and my friend could be Linda, and I could be Tina, and we can get her roommate to be like, find someone else to do something else, and like she could be Louise, and someone else to be Jean, and it would be so funny. But, like, I mean, I also don't really care because here in college, like, your costume lasts for about 2 seconds, and then it's like, where can I go get drunk? So it doesn't really matter beyond, like, the Facebook pictures, which is kind of sad. But my freshman year, I was the Blink-182 nurse, and then I was Nicki Minaj for the second night. No one got the Blink reference. Blackface? No, I did not.
Yeah, how did you do the Nicki? So you're telling me no one got the Blink reference, but they got the Minaj. Got the Minaj reference. Like I was wearing a nurse costume. Tell me how that happened.
I was wearing the nurse costume because, like, how easy is it to find a nurse costume? Like, really easy. And on, like, the little headband thing, I wrote Blink-182, and, like, I tried to make, like, the name tag like she has in the album cover, and, like, I don't know. I guess I would, like, be like, yeah, I'm a Blink-182 nurse, and they're like, the what? And I'm like, okay, that's fine. You don't have to. Really important band that no one knows about, I
hate you. It's fine.
It's okay. Like, literally 3 people got it, but even I was like, whatever. But then, like, the big party night, I bought a pink wig, like, in the summer. I saw it at Hot Topic, and I was like, I'm gonna be Nicki Minaj for Halloween. So it was like the long pink wig. It did, because Super Bass was my jam. Pink Friday was like an album I seriously had on heavy rotation because I spent my summer before freshman year at Syracuse, and I just listened to that album a lot. And don't judge me. And
I'm trying to find the correlation between Syracuse and
Ryan's sitting here like, holy shit.
Ryan's like, why am I talking to this girl? Let me comb my eyebrows.
I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I'm so done with this.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
Just getting all the cosmetic stuff done right now.
Well, Nicki Minaj was fun, and then sophomore year I was Iron Man, like a really last minute costume. It was like
that's a last minute costume.
It was because I had. I lived in a sorority house, and we had it was called.
I'm so sorry.
It was. I'm glad I don't live there anymore. It was.
I couldn't be surrounded by that many girls.
It was. Let me tell you, it got really old really fast, and the frat boy neighbors weren't fun either.
Oh boy!
It was like a Jewish frat, so we called them the Hebrews. But it's so funny because, like, come, like, Passover, like, their house would be quiet, and we'd be like, we all know what you're doing, not eating bread. Except beer has wheat in it, so they've been drinking a lot of beer. Anyway, it was, like, an Avengers t-shirt, and I found, it's, like, tap lights that you, like, push and, like, they turn on. I made, like, these weird duct tape handle things and, like, slid them over my hands, and I had one, like, I taped one inside of, like, a sports bra, so it would, like, light up right here. And there's, like, an Iron Man beanie that's meant for, like, a 5-year-old boy, but I just wore it anyway because it had, like, the helmet pattern on it. And I just, like, went around like that. And all the little kids were so excited because my costume lit up. And this one girl came up to me and she goes, "Are you Iron Man?" I was like, "Yeah." And she literally just hugged me for like 30 seconds. And I was like, you're the most precious thing of my existence, and I'm so happy that I stuck around for this, and the rest of my day is just gonna, like, it's not going to be better than this. And
tiny humans are the best.
Tiny humans are the best, and they're there for a short time.
I love, exactly, when you can give the tiny human back, that is when they're amazing.
Before the sugar high.
I was Mickey Mouse one year, and, like, I had, like, I'm telling you, like, I got it from a real costume shop, that they actually use this to go to, like, schools and stuff like that. And I was, like, at a train. I was waiting for a train, and I was dressed up in my costume. And this kid kept looking at me, and he eventually let his parents let him come by and take photos with me and, like, hug me and stuff like that. And people kept doing that. And all I thought about was, what if I was, like, a freaky dude? Like, I just wore a costume that I was walking around the city, and, like, everyone was like, "Oh, he's harmless because he's in Mickey Mouse. So let me go, like, touch him and, like, hold on to him and stuff like that." Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, that's kind of messed up. Like,
this got really dark really fast.
In true Babetalk.
But, like, I was just, I mean, it is kind of a scary. It's kind of a scary thought that, like, you just let that kid run up to me and, like, hug me and stuff like that. And so, you know what I did? You know,
What
like
did you do?
I took advantage of the moment. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was
don't
like,
know.
all I heard was, I took advantage, and I was like, don't you say you took advantage of a child. That's not even funny.
We are slaying it tonight.
God damn it. I hate this show.
Oh my god!
Oh my
No,
god.
that was
Incredible! I swear to God.
that didn't happen. I gave the kid back.
That's insinuating that you took him at one point. He was in your
I'm glad it
possession.
didn't happen.
No. Like when you held on, I kind of just was like, no, this is not. Like it was like getting a dog off your leg.
Okay,
was
what were you for
happened.
Halloween the year after this?
I was a jailmate.
Okay,
Jesus.
so on Halloween,
I was Buzz Lightyear. Okay, so I was actually Buzz Lightyear.
so you learned that kids love your costumes and come up to you and you can steal them, so you continue to wear childlike costumes. All right,
I was
good
like,
to know.
oh boy, more
Oh
kids. I was like, guys, I can keep being kid stuff, and kids will keep coming to me. Like, no, but
Okay,
like, I'm actually.
can we end the episode here? Because I'm pretty sure the FBI is just going to invade Ryan's house momentarily.
Freeze! Punk!
You know, like it never crossed my mind that happened until like I came on this show.
Apparently, you're the next Michael
figured that out.
Jackson.
Right. Well,
This is Neverland Ranch all over again.
Oh man,
You
we're
are
going
You
to
so-
just
transition.
stop.
We're going to transition. Caitlin, you're going to be Meg first
Okay.
on Halloween. I don't care what anyone says.
What?
That's your Halloween costume.
Hey! Fuck you, Ollie.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, sorry. All right, so, well, do you have any? Okay, sorry, no, Caitlin, are you doing anything for Halloween? What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no, Caitlin, don't be like that.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
What are you gonna be like a little?
Try and make a joke, Ollie. I swear on my fucking life.
You said don't worry about it, so like it makes it seem like it's gonna be personal, like you're gonna try and be my mother and like.
I'm gonna be your mother and beat your ass.
What the? What
Yeah. Can you promise me that?
Okay. I'm not being
Alright,
anything because I'm having a show, so I need to be like semi-recognizable so people know like.
But it's gonna be on
I'm not
Halloween
just-
though, right?
Well, everyone's gonna be in costume. Yeah, it is gonna be on Halloween. Everyone's gonna be in costume. So I'm just wearing a shirt that says "I'm with Creepy." And originally, Lightyears was supposed to be staying with me. It has like a skeleton hand pointing to like my side. So Lightyears was gonna be staying with me. So I was basically just gonna like follow Pat Kennedy around all night, like standing next to him. So it was like pointing at him, saying "I'm with Creepy." I'll probably just like throw panda ears on. I don't know. I'm just planning on like running the costume contest and stuff. One of the bands might be dressing up as like Green Day. Like there's this really cute couple being a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm really excited to see everyone else.
I wanted to be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Girlfriend would
You
not let me
Wait,
do
you're
that.
ready to accommodate all the Disney characters.
Wow, yeah, it has been a lot of Disney characters. Like it wasn't supposed to be like that. Like, but I
But
want to
in
be
the
peanut butter and
end,
jelly.
you really loved that it was like that.
Yeah,
children
yeah.
love
Well, I
it.
might see.
Yeah.
Back it up a little bit. I'm a huge Toy Story fan, so like me being able to be
Oh,
Buzz
okay.
Lightyear was a big
I feel
deal.
I feel that.
The Mickey Mouse thing was because my buddy and I were supposed to be. It was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke, and he copped out, and he ended up being Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I feel like that was weird. But
that sucks.
yeah, it
dick
did
move.
suck.
What a
It
shitty
wasn't
friend.
actually. It was a really shitty. It was like we were actually supposed to be Bananas Pajamas. I don't know if you guys watched.
Oh my
the-
god, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Bananas and
We
Pajamas.
were supposed to, and then he like copped out, and I was like, well, there's the Mickey Mouse outfit that I could be, and you could be like Donald Duck. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. So I got Mickey Mouse, and he's like, well, I was gonna be Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was like, the hell is that? So like every 7-year-old, I mean, come on.
Like I would absolutely be a Jedi before I'd be a Disney character. I mean, like I love my.
Well, no,
but I mean, like.
But
Yeah,
without
yeah.
telling your friend first that you were
Right. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, like I would have told my friend first, be like, "Yo, how about we just do Star Wars instead?" And we've been like, "Sure,
Yeah.
no, I'll absolutely be a Jedi." Are you kidding me?
I definitely always tried to do those like girl group costumes because last year I lived in an apartment with it was like a 6-person apartment and like 6 girls. Like, of course, everyone wants to dress up for Halloween, but the thing that sucked is like 2 of us weren't 21 yet, so we couldn't go to the bars, but everyone else was going to the bars, and some people went different places, and we were all gonna be like different alcohols, like our favorite alcohol, which is like such a college thing to do. But then it was like
That's true.
we thought about this in like before school even started. We're like, oh, this will be like great. Oh my god, we'll just do it. It'll be really fun. Like, and I'm like, okay, like just wear a shirt with like a label on it. Like I can do that. And then we all realized we were gonna be in like separate locations, so group costume wasn't gonna happen. But like 2 or 3 of them went as like the Fox. Oh, what does the Fox say video? They went as like the backup dancers. So they all wore like button-up shirts, and they made these really elaborate like fox masks, like with children's play materials. They looked really fucking good because one of my roommates was communications design, so she's like a fantastic artist, and they just, I don't know, they killed it. And I'm like, this actually probably is a lot better than the dumb group alcohol decision. Like, just go with that. And I like, cause I came back. Who was here? There was a show on Halloween because I went home last weekend too. Like the night before I left, it was The Plot in You, Upon a Burning Body, and Attila. So,
Oh,
I like
see,
Upon a
you
Burning
started really good
no, it was
and just got progressively
hilarious.
worse.
No, well, here's the thing. I was because I was working. I took a class last year that was like, it was called Live Music Promotion. We worked with a booking and promotions agency in Syracuse, like kind of the only one that really exists anymore. And one of the guys who I worked a show with, like for class, like this was for like a class, which I think is the coolest fucking thing ever. I was working at an event. It was Barstool Blackout. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it is horrendous. It is like,
It sounds awful and alcohol
Yeah.
poisoning.
yes, that's
in
exactly what it
one.
is. It's like one of those like giant EDM fests, and I think it's supposed to be a foam party, but the venue didn't allow foam, and like basically it's like
Good.
some guy who's clearly like 29, still lives in his mom's basement, but like dresses like a neon kid from 2007. Like he just
Oh,
never grew out of
God.
that phase, and it's
That's
all
horrible.
like drunk freshmen trying to come in wearing like little bitty tutus, and like all the guys are like
EDM
wearing,
fashion, yeah.
they're wearing like the bandanas around. It's like Viva the Barstool, because it's like Barstool Sports, like that's the association. So I'm like there, and I'm wearing like a Set Your Goals t-shirt and a flannel, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And
Yes.
it was really funny though, because everyone who walked in, they were all freshmen or creepy townies, and they're all really drunk. But the guy and I clicked because I was wearing the Set Your Goals shirt, and he recognized like my Balance and Composure case, and he's like, "Oh, I did merch for Cirque or Survive. Like, we're like, I'm totally chill with Anthony Green." I'm like, "That's really cool," and that's like the coolest thing I'm probably gonna hear all night. Next to, "Are you guys ready to rage?" Like, just stop with that.
You guys ready to have chlamydia tonight?
That's exactly what it was, and he was so nice, and I love The Plot in You, and I was like, I really want to go to the show, but I know it's probably gonna sell out before I can get tickets. And he's like, dude, like, you're sitting through this shit, I got you, like, don't worry about it. So I brought along another friend who was a freshman, and it was like his first show in Syracuse, and he's like, I want to see Attila. I think it'll be funny. And I'm like, I also think it will be funny, so let's go. So he like dressed up all zombie-ified, and I just like went like normal because I was like, I don't have a costume and I don't really care. But all of Attila was dressed up in like, those like, I don't know what the name of it is called, but like those like suits, like those full body suits, and they like cover the face, and they're like
the
one
morph
cell.
suits.
Yeah,
Morph suits, yeah.
they're all wearing like
Yeah.
different variations
Nice.
of those, and it's just like, so like, it was just so funny. Like, I can't take them seriously, but it was really fun at the same time. And then I saw them again at South by Southwest, and I was like, this is the best, worst decision I've ever made.
That is way too good.
Band's getting
But,
into it.
Well, it's Attila. I mean, there's only so much that we can expect from Attila.
Oh, it was so funny.
I thought it was funny how like when they released the new song, half of the internet was like, "Oh my god, It's so good, and everyone was just like, "It's fucking Attila. What are you talking about?"
Weren't they the band that like released the first song like "Shoot Up Your School" or something like?
That was a mirror.
No,
Yeah, that was a
All
mirror.
right. Never mind. I know music. I know all the facts.
It's okay. I
Also
like how
a dumb
we were all very,
band.
like, that was like a chorus of like, that was a mirror. Like, that was really good.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You wrong, Ollie.
I'm
Had a
all
mirror
set.
basketball jersey.
Talk
at
again,
some
talk
point.
again, Ollie.
Hey guys, so tonight we have Ryan of My Chemical Romance. So.
Really?
It's all my facts.
Yeah.
But anyway, on that.
Don't
Yeah.
joke about that, Ollie. It's not fucking funny.
Did
Not
we
this
like
poor
just forget
girl's
for a
hopes
second?
up.
Like she looked at me again like, holy shit, that is him.
Bitch, please.
You know,
Don't
like, you
flatter
know what?
yourself.
Like, you know what? No, there wasn't even a Ryan in My Chemical Romance. Like,
No
Oh,
fucking
God.
shit.
Oh man, this is too
Well,
funny.
thank you.
Anyway, yeah, we're gonna transition right
Okay,
into
Ryan.
this interview. We're pressed for time, so we'll just jump right into this. So we'll go me, Ash, Nick, and then Caitlin for questions.
Sure.
Does that sound like sure? Okay, all right. We'll do that. All right. So for the record, hey Ryan.
For the record, Ryan's not in My Chemical Romance, so everyone just don't get excited.
I just don't
just
care.
leave. Just if you thought that's what it was happening, just go. Just go.
Just exit right
But
out.
in other news, Ryan's in Marina City, so everyone stick the fuck around.
Woo!
And she saves it.
She saves it. Hey, you're back on the good list this year.
Hey, I didn't bring
There
you
we
onto
go.
the site for nothing, and I'm really excited to have you here. I'm genuinely happy to have you here, so don't get
Well,
it.
thank
Property
you. I'm
of
genuinely happy
Ashley
to
over
be-
here.
I fucking wish I had that power. I couldn't
Right.
stand that pressure. Too much
Oh,
internet
yeah, that is-
pressure.
Way
There's
too
a lot of
Alright,
internet
well-
pressure in that.
For the record, Ryan, could you state your name and position of your band and your band's name? I'm trying to really get a hold on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Ryan Argast. I'm the lead vocalist of the band Marina City, and we're based from Chicago, Illinois.
That's and that's how we kick things off.
That's
One of the first
yeah.
things
There you
I
go.
wanted to get into when you had dropped a line into our inbox, you had said that you guys were aggressive pop rockers, and I had wanted to know where you get your influences from to label yourselves as aggressive pop rock.
Well, you know, it's there are 5 guys in the band, but there were 6 guys when writing the music, and we do have a touring member right now. And if you ask all of us what our favorite bands are, not only are they different bands, but they're all different genres. So what we decided to do was create something, a music that we felt all of us could relate to and really like. Myself, like I'm really into the music that obviously I was able to contribute to a lot that we were talking about, but like my roots and stuff like that really come from like I really like Justin Timberlake and I really like Michael Jackson actually, and I really like all those people that can actually sing really, really well. And I try to bring that sound into a band that is the complete opposite of that. Our keyboardist is really big fans of John Legend and like R&B music such as that. Our drummer is really into Nine Inch Nails and like anything that's really grunge and like stuff like that. Our bassist would be really big into Day to Remember is one of his probably all-time favorite bands, but he's also really big into just like really heavy music. Our guitar player is like he wanted to be Tom DeLonge for the most of his life. And so like, but we decided to bring that all together and be in a community where we like to call aggressive pop rock because we are not pop like Justin Bieber. We're not really much of a pop punk band that's happening nowadays. And we give this like aggressive, like hard edge to pop music. And that's why we called it aggressive pop rock. So yeah.
Nice.
I guess if that made sense.
It did. It was actually
thanks.
real. I was like really in depth because everyone's like, we're just a straight up pop punk band, and it's like, okay, like.
You know, like the thing is that, you know, I don't get me wrong, I love pop punk. I played with like all the guys in Real Friends before they became Real Friends, and then played with Real Friends and like State Champs and Forever Came Calling and all those things. Love those bands. But the thing is that like to me, like there's only like a ceiling for punk, and that's why it gets me excited. Billboard talking about it and stuff like that, because hoping to break that ceiling. But like for me, I personally want to go off and do more. And I think with the band in general, we want to go off and do more. There's actually something that we're doing right now that I can't really talk about yet, but we're doing something right now that we feel will separate us a little bit differently than just being a pop punk band. And I hope that doesn't take any disrespect from anything, because obviously, like I said, I have a lot of roots. I love Fall Out Boy, I love Paramore and all those things too, but I also love, like I said, Justin Timberlake, and I love the Beatles, and I love all these other bands that I would love to not just be in this narrow thing as, oh, you just play Fall Out Boy music and that's the only thing you're going to ever play. So
Understandable.
I think that's great.
It's good not to be in a box.
Right.
It really it separates you out from everyone else, because it's easy to be a Blink-182 copycat band. Like, I listen to at least 40 submissions a day who list their main influences as like a collection of either like Blink-182, Taking Back Sunday, Story So Far, Wonder Years, Knucklepuck, Real Friends. It's all the bands like, it's like, okay, like stop, like do something that you think is different from that, because like there's already a Real Friends, there's already Taking Back Sunday, and I think that's like I think I actually said in your email, like the initial email, like reaching out, I was like, this is so refreshing. Like, thank you so much. So I love that.
That was serious. Like literally those words, like they may have been so small, but they were so strong to us. Like I remember showing that. I was like, not only did Property of Zach actually like reach out to us, but they said we are refreshing. Like that's like what we're going for. It's like, we want to be in this genre. We want to be like, you like have the same people who like these bands like us, but we want to be something like, hey, this is something different. And like you said, there's already a Real Friends, there's already a Blink-182 and everything, but there isn't a Marina City yet, and that's what we're trying to do. So.
I love that so much. That is another golden audio bite. Like, not only like selfishly, like that makes me feel really good, because I'm glad like I got to make your day. And every showcase band,
you did.
Every showcase band is like my baby. Like, it's really important to me, and like I try to see as many of them as I can. So like the fact that people are like equally as excited, especially when like I reach out to them from the submissions box, it's really exciting. Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie, it was a very exciting day. I was at work and I just did one of those like, yeah, like I was just like, we did it, like that's all we wanted. Like so thank you for that again. Thank you.
It just makes everything in my life is worth it. Like, Anyway, like I stated before, this is kind of like my go-to question when we have bands on the show, which is quite often. So forgive me for being repetitive, other panelists. But because I'm not in a band and I don't play an instrument. I've never performed. Like unless you count like 7th grade orchestra, like I would never know like what it's like to, live in a van for a week. Well, I might. We're working on it for tour stuff.
Cool.
On wood. But like for someone like me who's like, I'm involved as involved as I can be in upstate bumblefuck nowhere. But what's something that someone like me doesn't know about being in a band, and something that you wish people did know?
Yeah, like a lot of people, there's a couple things. It depends on what audience we're talking at. As like someone to talk to someone that's not actually in a band, I always like to say like, stealing music, downloading music, everything, we totally know that's so easy. In fact, a lot of bands give out their music for free. We let you stream our music at every single channel there possibly can be. And there's even times where we give free downloads on a bunch of our stuff. But I just want, I would love for everyone who's not actually in a band to know that, like, everyone, especially in our band, still live with their parents. And I think that most bands that everyone's big fans of still probably live with their parents. And if they're not, they're living with each other in a very, very broke down place. And every time that you do, steal from a band, or every time that you like download from someplace else and not towards them, or you don't go to that one show or whatever, it's not like oh, you know what, they can live without me. No, it's like, it's really, really difficult. You actually, as a fan or as someone outside of them as a band, determine whether or not that band will stick around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a scary thing for bands. And I mean, when we go on these little tours, we've only been like the biggest tour we've been on has been a 2-week tour. But when we do that, like, we saved up every penny we can at work, then took off work to not make any money, to go on basically just a working vacation. That's what we basically call it. We know we're not going to make money on it. Let's just have the greatest time of our lives and see what we can do. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes miss that a band, you know, maybe makes so much money and stuff like that they can just, like, I guess, trample over a band. And another thing I want people to know is, like, bands, not only do they make music for people, but in the beginning they made music for themselves. And so when they change their sound, that doesn't mean that they're selling out. That just means that, hey, they grew up. Just because you listen to the same album that they put out 10 years ago doesn't mean that they still listen to that same album 10 years ago. You know, like, I think that sometimes people, like, when we see child stars, like, all of a sudden we're like, holy shit, did you see Miley Cyrus, how old she looks now? Like, but you were watching reruns of Hannah Montana for so many years that you think that that's what she looks like, but in reality she's grown for those so many years. And that's what happens with artists. And, like, I don't really feel that there's really a thing of selling out. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I feel like a lot of bands that we listen to, there's no way in hell there's all these bands from, like, that we listen to that are selling out. Because if they were selling out, they wouldn't be playing Warped Tour, or they wouldn't be playing, like, all these smaller venues here. Like, there's no way they're selling out. So, and another thing is, like, you hating on their sound literally doesn't mean shit to them. Like, they did this for themselves. They're going to keep doing it. But that's what I say to a band, a person outside of looking in. But I wrote a blog the other day because, you know, obviously I book, and I'm sure you will understand this as well, booking shows. But, like, I feel like there's a difference between a show and an event. And bands who, they go online and they go, hey, check out I know we have a show tomorrow, so come out to the show. Here's the venue, here's the price, here's the time that we play. That's it. And then they show up. They don't take off of work together. They all drive separately. They try to bring their girlfriend and try to get drink tickets for their girlfriend and say that somehow she's in the band too. They don't really promote. And then they get on stage. They just go, hey, blah, blah, we're this band. And then they start playing, and then they get off stage. And then they go, hey, sorry we didn't bring anyone. It's just a really rough night. Sorry about that. And then they leave. That's a show. And I wish that bands stopped fucking playing shows and started playing events. And what happens with events is that they take off work when they have a show. They go in together, they pack up the shit together, they go in a van together, and if you don't have a van, you all caravan together all the way down to the show. You promote 2 months in advance. Keep telling people this is super, super important to you. Come out to this night. You need to come out because my life is all happening this night. This is what I worked at. You go to the show, you talk to every single band, you exchange CDs, you meet fans or people who don't know you, you talk to them and say, hey, I'm in a band, you should check us out and stick around. And then you fucking play and you put on the best goddamn show you possibly can. You walk off stage, you say, hey, thank you so much for having us. We had a great night. Thank you for putting this out. And the booker says, we're going to do that again. We love you. Come back again. And that is an event. And that separates from a local band to a band that's playing all over the nation. And if bands figured that out, if they did that, they decided stop playing shows and played events, that's when they'll start becoming successful. And that's what will change everything for them.
I'm so happy. Oh my god, he just said so. I honestly could cry right now because I'm dealing with so many locals that just like don't promote and they just show up and it's just like, oh, it's a Wednesday night. Sorry. I don't give a fuck if it's a Wednesday night. I'm here. I took off work early. Why couldn't you?
Right.
Oh my. I need a million Ryans in every single local band I have to work with. I want. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna move to Chicago and book you.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Let's do it.
That
No,
was a
but, yeah.
fantastic rant. That should literally
That
be
was-
like all
I'm
over
sending
all
that
the
to
BuzzFeeds,
all of my
all over
locals.
literally, yeah. Like, cause that's a legit thing. What kids don't realize is that everyone wants to be in a band and then just band it out. And people need to realize that, like, when you start up a band, you literally, this is your project. You need to put as much work as you want. If you want to see results, you drive those results yourself. You have to work for it.
Right. Yeah.
That
And
was
it's
like
not-
the best
it's a
speech I've
fucking
ever
thing.
heard.
Can
about anything.
Ollie, is there like any way we can just get a video of that? Because I want a video of that, and I'm gonna send it to all my locals
Yeah.
and say you need to watch this, or I'm going to kill you.
It will be a thing. It will definitely 100% be a thing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god, I want to hug him.
That like gave me chills for like a second. Like shit.
I got emotional because I was like, you understand what I'm saying?
Thank
That is absolutely fantastic.
you. Well, cool.
Damn, son.
I guess what's the next question? I guess.
Okay,
I'm like, Caitlin, do you need a second? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take a breath and then I have questions. Okay, I'm gonna be Captain Obvious. Where did you get the name?
Okay, so
I know this answer.
Marina City, you do. Well, I think you asked this question right before.
It's in
but
the
Marina
interview
City,
template. Yeah.
yeah, Marina City are two honeycomb towers that are actually connected to our Chicago House of Blues. When the guy created Marina City, he wanted to create a city within a city. And the town basically said that that's impossible. You're not going to have that happen. Everyone laughed at him. The press laughed at him. Everything happened, blah, blah, blah. But in the end, there's a band named after him because he did it. He was able to live the dream he wanted to do and was able to make a city within a city. Shit, the thing actually has its own zip code. It has restaurants, a music venue, condos, parking garages, malls. Like, everything is in here in this one little city, and this guy just created. And like, I took that I thought that was so inspiring that like a guy actually like had this huge dream and he did it. And the name was fine. We were from Chicago, so what better way to pay homage to that than call ourselves Marina City?
That's awesome. I love
That's
that.
an awesome story. That's great. Because I'm gonna play like the little train that could thing.
Thank you.
So my question, I haven't heard of you guys until like you brought your attention to me, and I had
Yep.
listened to the EP front and back, and have been just absolutely like I don't want to say impressed, but like it resonated like so well with me that like it's like a really well written like story. And I wanted to know the story behind the newest EP that you guys had put out. Like there is like so much content that's like within it that it just seems impressive. I want to know the actual story that goes behind it. Like what's the actual?
Okay. So I'll have to back up a little bit. So what's considered Marina City is the city of dreams. That's what we call it because of such of like that whole story I just told you. So within that, the first EP was called In the Wake of Dreaming, and it's the result of dreaming. 6 guys got together, we worked super hard together, and we tried to live out our dream. And this is the result of it. We came out with this EP. So now what happens is, a couple years later, we get robbed. A guy actually broke into our van and stole our equipment. A guy told us that we were going to go on tour with the Wonder Years and play 4 South by Southwest showcases. All we had to do was just pay this amount of money for advertising and stuff like that. It was actually that. Do you remember when Wonder Years did that? The 24-hour, like 4 shows in 24 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we were supposed to play that tour actually. We had emails back and forth from the guy, from the booker of the Wonder Years, everything. Turns out it was a huge scam. The guy created it all himself to steal $1,400 from us. So he took $1,400 from us. We drove all the way down to Texas for South by Southwest because that was going to be the beginning of this little tour, and then we would meet them later in New York or whatever it was. And we found out at South by Southwest that the venue has never heard of us. They have no idea who we are. And just to let you know, it's 24 fucking hours to drive down there nonstop in a van filled with 7 men. No money because we just spent all of it to live out our dream. And we get down there, and we find out that these people have never heard of us before. And we were like, wow, this really sucks. So we call up the guy. You know what? Shit, I'm going to tell you his name. His name is Matt Bungat. So if you ever hear the guy, Matt Bungat, Marina City was wondering where he's at. Anyways, Matt Bungat, we call him up. We say, hey, dude. What's going on here? What's like this? They don't know what's going on. And he says, oh, let me talk to him. So there's back and forth. We stay up all night to basically put pieces together that he just stole that money. So we tweeted, we Facebook messaged, we Facebook status, we called, we texted, whatever we could do that under a bridge. They're called the Bat Bridge, where all the bats come out.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, like it's like over a river.
Yes.
Oh,
we
my
slept under that
God.
bridge. We didn't have money for a hotel. We had no money for anything, so we just stayed under there with our van and trailer under this thing. And we did whatever we could. Well, this wonderful woman, her name is Amanda Palmer. She's a actual like famous artist. She found out about us and Neil Gaiman, which is an awesome author, and tweeted about it and got us 4 South by Southwest showcases. One was sold out, and then asked people to donate to us. We told our story, and we made all of our money back from the donations to
That's
drive
great.
ourselves all the way back to Chicago. Showcases, drive back to
gosh.
Chicago, and then we went and self-booked our own tour and did that ourselves. Came back, actually had money back in our pocket, went after the guy, sued the guy, got money back, got all of our money from that guy because his dad ended up being a cop, so he didn't want press, which he got press anyways. So he paid us off the $1,400. And we decided to write a song about him, and that's actually called the Alley Capital Masquerade. His company was called Alley Capital. His company was called Alley Capital. So that whole song is all about him fucking us over and how we came
Wow.
back at it. So
That's fantastic.
So anyways, so what happened during this time was that happened. Then we lost 2 band members. Our bassist, we ended up going in separate ways with our bassist, and then our guitar player ended up leaving, and on good terms, of course. But there was 4 members of us, 4 original members. We've been robbed. People have been stole from us. People like kicked us down. Blah blah. We had no money. So all we could write about was basically what happened in these 2 years. So we decided EP Chimera. Chimera means in the Greek mythology is the dream killer, and also in real terms means the illusion of successfully completing an unrealistic dream. So just like Batman, we decided to become what we feared, and what was killing our dreams. So we became Chimera. We decided to with Chimera, the city of dreams, everything ties in. So Alley Capital Masquerade starts, and that's that's what everything I told you with that. The second song is The Rise and Fall of You, which is about being in a poisonous relationship and how we wish you would have gotten out of it. And that's like a whole story in itself.
Yeah.
The next song is Lost Boys, and the Lost Boys is about us getting older and how people are questioning whether or not we should keep doing this music thing, especially since we've been fucked over and bent over a billion times. They're like, hey, when are you going to give this up, basically? And our guitar player, he was getting married, and that was a question. Him and his fiance were talking about whether he should end this. And so we wrote the song about the Lost Boys, about being basically lost and trying to make it ourselves, never growing up. Then the next one, the fourth one, was Letters to an Old Friend, which is the most personal song to me because I grew up with the kid for 6 years. Best friends for 6 years. The guy was going to be my best man if I ever got married. And just in minutes, when we realized that he could not be in this band any longer because of everything that was happening with the band, that we were not clicking, and we told him it was time to go, and everything shattered. Like, I'm telling you, things came out that I'm sure he didn't mean what I hope that he didn't mean. And I wrote about it. It was like my way of saying that I'm really sorry that happened, and like all these things that you said about me, stuff like that, like really tore me down since you were like a brother to me. But you know what? The way that you reacted is the reason why you were getting kicked out of the band. So I'm sad about it, but I'm moving on. And that's what Letters to an Old Friend is about. And then the last song, I'll Sing You to Sleep, is basically a song that we feel that everyone can be can basically relate to. It's being friend zoned. It's about like literally loving your best friend, and that best friend doesn't feel the same thing about you, and you wish that they did. So we got our favorite, like one of our favorite bands, Envoy. If you ever get a chance to talk with them, check out the band Envoy, and the singer Madeline Finch. She was able to do the song with us, and it was really awesome. So that's Chimera. It's basically going from hell and coming back from it.
Holy shit, dude!
I think you're my new favorite band.
Seriously.
You were like the most resilient group of motherfuckers in the world, and I love that. Like,
I'm like proud of you, even though I don't know any of you, and I have like this maternal instinct, and I want to like hug all of you and like make you food.
We love food, so if you want to make us food,
Come to Baltimore, I'll make you a big dinner.
okay,
Oh my
Baltimore.
god!
I was honestly like,
And I think what
sorry, go ahead, Ollie.
what stuck out of the EP is that like every song literally had a definite theme and had like definitely like a hard hitting like song meaning to go along with it, and it just you could just feel like typically like you can listen to an album, like you can hear that like, oh, like this song like really had meant something, and like they put it like maybe that's like the last song, like one of the beginning songs like on the forefront of our single to really showcase like the song, the band can get emotional, and like, you know, they're really songwriting to their heart, whereas like every song in this fucking EP had just like to put like emotions into sounds, and I found it fucking incredible.
Thank you.
And there's a story going
That's
along
like
with
that's
each
a,
one of them.
that means more than that. That means a lot. That means a lot. So the fact that like that someone can connect to it and not think of it in the wrong way of like being cheesy, and someone can connect to it is basically what we hope that would happen. So thank you.
Yeah.
It was like I was reading through your showcase interview, like just editing, whatever, and I'm like reading through the questions, and I read that was like your most memorable, like quirky thing that happens to you. And I read that, and I was like, what? Like, ouch, my heart. Like, I wanted to email you and be like, I can't believe this happened. Like, oh my God. Like, do you need a hug? Like, holy shit. Like, obviously, that's not very professional of me, and I don't think Zach really offers bands hugs, but, like, I wanted to hug you. Okay?
Oh, thank you. We would have.
I'm pretty sure if Zach ever offered a band a hug, I would just be like,
I've gotten a hug from
what?
Zach. At the end, we had like a staff meetup, and like I was like, we're all leaving, and like I'm hugging everyone else I've met there, and I look to Zach, and I'm like, I don't know if you're a hugger or not, so like I'm just like, I don't know what to do. He's like, he's like, no, like come here, and he gave me a hug, and I'm like, this is so weird. But anyway,
cool.
I was reading.
I'm hugging my boss. Ugh.
You know, I mean, I hugged my boss at Tumblr. I hugged my boss elsewhere. Like I was like, Zach, I don't know.
Elsewhere?
Well, we know now Zach is a hugger, so it's game over.
I'm gonna give Zach Zerrell the world's biggest fucking hug. I hope everyone knows.
Yeah.
The best part about that whole meetup is that I got there. Like I drove like an hour and a half all the way from Connecticut to New Jersey, which is a drive I've never done before, so I was really fucking nervous. And I get there, and I finally pull up to I was like an hour late, of course. So I finally pull up to the driveway, and Zach walks out, and he goes, I didn't think you were coming. And I go, oh, I'm sorry, I could leave. Like
That is so you. Oh my god.
I was like, sorry. And he's like, no, like, you just came all the way from Connecticut. Like, let's get you to the alcohol. Like, let's skip introductions until you have a drink. And I'm like, okay, yes, I'm okay with this. Anyway, going back, because that was going to be one of my questions. Like, I was contemplating asking about, like, your South by experiences, but I was like, I don't know if I want to bring that up. Like, that seems like not an old wound that I want to open. But you guys, like, I feel like out of something that happened so terribly, you handled it beautifully. Like,
Well, thank you.
trying to get the word out, and especially during an event like South by, like, I've been the last 3 years, and, like, I was talking with Ollie about this earlier, and Ollie's like, I'm not really big on Twitter, and which is fine. If you don't want to be on Twitter, like, you're not forced to be. Who cares? It's a free service. No one. You're not obligated. But social media plays such a huge part, and the fact that you utilize Twitter, Facebook, everything. Like, I've seen friends go, like, venue to venue and busk their way through South by. But the fact that Amanda Palmer got word of it, and, like, that's so cool. Like, I'm so happy that happened, because I feel like that really helped you guys, like, turn it around. And like I said, you seem like some resilient motherfuckers. And that's so important. Like, you have to have a really thick skin, whether you're booking, promoting, like, blogging. Like, I mean, Zach gets tons of shit, but he's also very strongly opinionated. So maybe that plays into it. Anyway, I'm so impressed, and that's like, if there was like a textbook for bands, like, first I want your speech about what it is between a show and an event. I want that speech like recorded in venues before every band plays. Instead of, like, like at the beginning of like class, sometimes like 5th grade, you did the Pledge of Allegiance, like, and you're like in School of Rock, and you're like, a Pledge allegiance to the band. Like, we should do this like really passionate speech. It's like, no, you take off fucking work and you talk to all the bands. Like,
Totally. Yeah.
I want to give you a trophy. Like, do I have a trophy in here anywhere? Like, the trophy emoji would be good for this. Like, you guys handled it so well. I think that's fantastic. I'm just like really happy that, like, I know you, and I want you to like instill this upon as many bands as you can. And just, I want to hug all of those bands that you do, and then I will join Caitlin, and I will help with this major feast that you guys deserve when you come to Baltimore.
Yeah.
I made cupcakes for a band once, and they were super excited. Except the singer,
I love it.
Well, the singer was vegan. He's like, "Oh, I can't eat these." And I'm like, "No."
Well, here's the best part. None of us are vegan. It's like, everyone eats a lot of food.
I want, like I said, it was a showcase band, and they were like gonna be in Connecticut it was like their drummer's birthday. I tweeted, I was like, gonna be at your show, like, this is so cool.
That's cool.
And I brought them cupcakes, and then their singer, who's like actually a really big, like, it's a sweet guy, was like, oh, like, I'm vegan. I'm like, you didn't tell me, like. But I've had another request for vegan cupcakes from another showcase band. So basically, all the showcase bands get cupcakes, and you guys get. So in my rant now, I'm gonna stop.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to that cupcake day.
I am too.
Is there another question you want to ask? We're gonna extend a little bit. I'm just looking at time, and I mean, if Ryan, you still have time?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, actually, you can keep going until I don't know where Caitlin had to go on to, but if you have another question, go right ahead and ask it.
I had one, and it was in my brain, and it went away, but I actually had a question. Well, I was going to go back to, because when I asked my original question, you were like, okay, like, people steal and download and illegally and blah, 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 and, like, how you make your music available to stream wherever possible, and, like, kind of the struggle, and, like, every person who doesn't, like, come to the show and doesn't, pay for the Bandcamp download or whatever, like, that impacts us, like, strongly and directly. I put out a compilation through POZ like a few weeks ago, and I've never even like used Bandcamp before this, like, from like the back end side. So I like had to put everything like in alphabetical order. There's like 50 tracks, and like I got someone to do the graphics, and it was just like this really big stressful project, but it's like a charity compilation. So everyone's sharing it, and I know people have seen it and heard about it, but no one's like, it's hard when you think that not as many people as you wanted to are participating and like buying it, and it's like, come on now. So that like struggle is very real.
Yeah, but the thing is that the way I think of it is the music business is kind of like a Mexican restaurant. That's what I say. Okay, so now bear with me here. The music with it is just the tortilla chips and the salsa. It's what you come here and you just relax and you like it. If the tortilla chips and salsa are really good, that's probably a good standing that this Mexican restaurant is going to be really awesome. So you give away these chips and salsa. You give that away. You show what you're going to be made of. And then after that, you come up with the full entree, which is your merchandise, your touring experience, and your licensing. We all know that the music thing is going to be free anyway, so just give it out regardless, because they're going to steal it. So give it to them. Let them have a taste of what your restaurant's all about, and then let them go full out because they like it so much that I'm going to buy the most expensive thing on the entree because I know that these chips and salsa is fucking good. If these things suck and they're just like Tostito chips, like the off-brand Tostito chips, I'm probably just going to save my bet and go with that like $6 meal thing going on here. But since I've got like, this is actually real tortillas that they just baked out in like back there, like shit, I bet their enchiladas are going to be really awesome. So they buy those things really, like they go full out. So that's what we try to do is like, we'll give the best quality we possibly can for this EP. And just basically, yeah, I mean, it's $5 if you can buy it. That's totally cool. But obviously people are streaming anyways these days. So you can stream through every medium there's possibly can now with Marina City. But now they go, hey, this is great quality. I bet their merchandise, their show, and everything else is just as great as quality. Or at least we hope that people think that way. So that's what I go with it.
Shit, son, you should write a book.
Now I really want enchiladas.
That basically what I was saying is, stop the Babetalk. Let's all go get enchiladas. I'll come up to the East Coast. Let's get a.
I am so okay with this.
I'm ready. My keys
We
are right
talked
there.
about my love for food earlier. So out of
We did.
everyone,
We did.
I will walk to wherever everyone is. I will run. I just really want some fucking authentic enchiladas right now. God damn it.
Shit. Well, like, wait, you mentioned, Ryan, you mentioned before that you wrote a blog about something. I don't remember what it was. But do you, is it just, like, your own personal blog? Like a Tumblr? Like, what is it? I'm just.
Yeah, well, you know, it's funny because I guess what it was theirs is a band called, I don't want to say their name because I really don't want to give them more publicity. But there's this band that was going around. I know a lot of people were talking about how they were upset that people were leaving before they performed. There was a big thing, like Metal Sucks was talking about it all press.
Yeah.
And, like, I read what they said and how they were, like, being, and it just really upset me. So I just, like, felt like I just had to write about it. And I was just like, you know, and so I just wrote it on my own personal blog. I created a Tumblr, and I blogged a couple things prior to it, like the roles of a band and how they should be and things like that. I wrote that, and then I got a lot of, like, hits for it. So I'm kind of thinking about writing a little bit more and just kind of, like, just giving more advice. I don't know. I go to school for music business, a marketing minor. I've been to 5 different internships of all different kind of things, and I've been doing it since I was, like, 12. Like, I just feel like there's some things that I've always wanted to say that I just haven't really said. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll write a little bit more.
I want to see that blog, by the way. Could you, like,
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I actually went
Yeah, I
and
wanna
I'm
see
going
that.
in the showcase right now if anyone wants to check it out. It is Ryan Allen Argast at tumblr.com.
Argast, yeah. Yeah, Ryan Allen
Oh, yeah.
Argast at tumblr.com. Yeah.
Nice.
I just threw it through your shit like right out there. I don't know if you were ready, but it's now.
No, it's cool. Like, I mean, like, it's really, like, it's just in the starting stages because, like, I haven't wrote a lot, and I don't really know. See, the thing is, I don't really know what I want to write about, but I think that's the beauty of it. Like, I think I'll just write. Like, if I feel like I need to write about it, I'll just fucking write it. Like, so. But, yeah.
There you start.
So, yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, am I on deck now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, my next question was gonna be any crazy tour stories, but I guess we covered that one tenfold. What is?
I could tell a more lighthearted one. If
Yeah,
you
give
wish.
me a funny one.
All right, so
Posy
the guys in the
time.
band. Well, yeah, I guess this is Posy. So the guys in the band, I'm probably the prankster, the biggest prankster in the group. But we're all pretty much pranksters. Our bass player will do the dare. Let's put it that way. So we actually have a series called the Lost Boys Chronicles, and it's a webisode. And every week we come out with a series of like our tour stories, and it's just like every single show, what happens before the show, after the show, a little bit during the show, and stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, it's called the Lost Boys Chronicles. You can check that out. We're going to try to do them for every tour we do. We just wrapped up the last tour. So there was 9 episodes with them. But anyways, I kind of talk about the story. But our keyboard player, his biggest things are eat, sleep, and poop. Okay, and play keyboard, I guess. So he was pooping. He was taking a shit at this venue, and I thought I would scare him. Like, I would just hit the door really loud and hard, and then it would just scare the crap out of him. Literally.
Literally.
So, yeah. So
Great job,
I
guys.
I was like, I'm gonna do it. So I creeped in the bathroom. He had no idea I was there. I sprinted and I just falcon kicked that door. Like, I'm telling you, just strike that door.
Falcon
Kicked it so hard.
It fell off.
I kicked it so hard that the door flew off the hinges. I flew into the stall. Like I'm telling you, the thing was, it was a handicap stall. So like his toilet was like over here, and the door was like here. So I flew into his door, and I stopped, and I look at him, and I'm staring at him, and like it was just complete, just quiet and a silence, and he just like. And he didn't even wipe nothing. He just took up his pants, put his pants up. I didn't know what to do with the door, so I blocked him from the door. I just closed the door up there, and I just sprinted out of the bathroom. And he sprinted out, and well, actually we didn't sprint out. We actually did the thing kind of calm down, oh whoa, as we walked out, and the security officer, guard, whatever, comes walking in. And he's huge. And I see him. I'm at the merch. I'm like, oh, my God. He comes in. 30 seconds later, he busts open the other door, has the door in his hands. He goes, who the fuck took out the door? And throws the door across the room, just boom, sliding in. I was just like, I didn't say anything. I just calmed down. I was just I walked away. I was just nervous. And yes, there's that. I'm not going to say this is... Yeah, that's a prop. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Oh,
you got away with it. What the fuck?
That's beautiful, though.
We got away with it. Yeah, we left. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's punk rock.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
Literally.
Yeah, that was. It was funny. It was. I still laugh about it to this day. So it was a good time.
Oh my
God.
God.
I mean, it's not like guys just scared the literal shit out of your friend, and then had a big guy just run over and be
Yeah, I was like, oh my, he's gonna kill me. How do I? Hey, I'm sorry, it was me.
I just Falcon kicked the door to scare the shit out of someone, and it flew
was
off.
Good fun.
Yeah,
that was it.
Oh
God. Man, well, I'm gonna ask this last question, then we're gonna get into. Actually, it's gonna segue very well into our showcase of Marina Cities. You guys have been putting out videos.
Yeah.
And so, how was making of your music videos for the Rise and Fall and for the Lost Boys too? I saw the Lost Boys video, and then I saw the Rise and Fall of you. And both just seem to be really great narrative stories. Did you guys self-direct? Or did you guys reach out? How was the whole process?
Yeah, we actually have 3 videos too. Those 2, and then there's a song called "The Falling Up and Breaking Down," and we have another one too. Basically, I come up with the base idea, what I'm thinking about. Hey, I kind of got this idea, bounce off the guys, and the guys they kind of make it a little better idea, and then we go to the director. Okay, we can make that actually a vision, and he makes it happen. The first music video, "Falling Up and Breaking Down," that was actually directed by this wonderful woman. Her name is Anastasia Bash, or Bash. And then the other guys, for the last 2 videos you talked about with Wallbug Films, and they're actually students. They're my age, so they actually go to Columbia College. So it was really cool. The process of them are really, really fun. We try to keep a story and everything. The songs are very story-based, so it doesn't make sense that if we have the story of songs and then we just play in our dark room and then that's it. We want to have a story with them too. The Lost Boys video was actually all of us. It was only us and our bass player's brother. So the people in the masks, that was us. And the whole idea of that was the internal struggle that you have of trying to grow up, and the panel, that panel was the guy with the suit and everything, the suit and tie, that was basically showing life and the grown up and basically judging you that you should stop playing music, you're not good enough, get it done over with. And those minions with the masks were basically us fighting ourselves from being no, we want to keep playing this. And at the end, I basically say, fuck growing up, I don't need to be in a suit. Get the fuck out of my way. I want to go play with my band and have a great time. And that's what the whole idea was for that one. So there's that. And then the Rise and Fall of You was exactly what the song was, whereas a couple that comes walking in. And what's cool about that is actually we didn't know anybody at tour. It was on an off day on tour, so we were in Rhode Island. And it was actually at K Studios, which is bunch of films, actual real films were directed there and stuff. There's a big green screen and everything. So that was really cool being in a movie set, doing that. And that place was to rent out that place for real is thousands of dollars, but we were able to do it for free because like our director knew they owned it. So that was really cool. But yeah, so anyways, there's about a couple that comes in. They come out first, but this girl always drinks so much. She parties too much and everything. And the guy's kind of just like, hey, I drink too. Like, drinking's fine and everything, but like, can you just kind of chill for like one party? Like, we don't have to like fuck in the middle of this corner over here. We can just like hang out. And she doesn't like that, so she starts making out with those other guys and starts drinking more. And everyone sees it. Everyone's like, get out of this relationship. And he finally is like, you know what? I'm done. I'm going to go talk with these other girls. I'm happy this way and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I strongly encourage anyone that has not watched these videos to do so. Because, like, it is fantastic to see bands actually, like, compose stories to go along with their already narrative songs. And it works. Like, there are sometimes you can have, like, a really gimmicky song, and it's just, like, panel by panel. But both songs, and especially from the descriptions that you were giving earlier, are playing off of two different stories, and it's still somehow intertwined. I mean, the Lost Boys, like you said, was a mirror off yourselves, but it was still, like, really fucking awesome. Like, that was a really cool video. And when you guys had first reached out, I was like, let me watch this video. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I fucking like it.
Thanks.
And so everything seems to be turning out really great for you guys. So with that being said, and with the descriptions and everything, we're actually going to play, I believe you guys have wanted The Rise and Fall of You for everyone that's watching and listening in. And that's going to be a thing. Yeah. This is the showcase. Yeah, this is showcase. All right, let me get it. We'll be going in a few seconds. I mean, unless there's like a second. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I usually do give an I give an opportunity for the band to introduce a song if you guys want to.
And this song is called "The Rise and Fall of You." It's the newest single off our EP Chimera, and yeah, check it out. Rock out.
Technological difficulties. He's good at making cricket noises. Make them.
I'm not even gonna try. It's gonna
be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna
I'll sing in the shower. I won't make cricket noises.
I will like belt everything. Like if I'm working like in the morning by myself, because I have to open the shop at 7, but I have to get there at 6, and I'm the only person. So I'll turn on like this week. It's been the new Transit. I'll just like turn on like music on like max and be like screaming it. This morning, my assistant manager came in without me hearing him, and I'm like singing like into a spoon, like stirring glaze, and he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
nothing is wrong with you.
I'm just sitting there like, it's Joyride, it's so good, and he thinks he sounds like Kermit the Frog, and I want to cry every time.
Oh.
No, that's like my, the radio broke in my car, and I was so upset. I went to plug in the auxiliary cord, and it wouldn't work, and I was about to cry, because being in my car and blasting really loud music, just driving somewhere, that's it's like my escape pod. That's what I consider my car, my escape pod. So, especially because I can't do that in a college apartment. These are paper thin walls. I'm a bitch, but I'm not that much of a bitch. So, I was so upset, and thanks, and I love you too. I went I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I have to fix this. I have to fix this right now. I can't, we don't have time to go to a mechanic. I don't have the money. How do I fix this? Because I know she's had the same problem. And she's like, you can't fix it. You really have to go to someone, to a gas station. I'm like, try me. So she walked me step-by-step instructions to there's a circuit board or something. I don't know. I'm not a technical person, but there's special tweezers. You got to take out these little technical pieces and put them back in. And I was like, Mom, it's not working. It's not working. I'm so mad right now. Did I break the car? Holy shit. And then all of a sudden, the radio came on, and I just, I'm sitting in a parking lot that's, surrounded by apartment buildings, and I just, sat on, the ground next to my car crying because I was so happy that the radio started working again.
You're so cute.
It was really important.
I mean, I think that's extremely important. It's I don't have a car, but if my headphones were to break, I would be screwed. Oh my god! I hear myself a million times.
I hear you too.
I'm gonna stop talking. Okay.
If it was up to me, you wouldn't have another drink. You wouldn't be drowning in your own misery. If these walls could talk, they'd have to not spit. Oh, maybe just this once you could stand up straight and tall. You said this wouldn't happen again. You said this wouldn't happen again.
Yay!
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I'd say.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit.
You came
awesome.
back.
Yes, I don't. That's
Computer.
Ooh. But yeah, so that
Technology.
was the rise and fall of you from Marina City. And this has been Ryan of Marina City on the show today.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
We've
for being
had like
on.
a fucking
Yeah,
ball,
thanks for
and
hanging out.
I'm so glad. Absolutely.
I had a great time. I thought this is really cool that you guys do this. This is a really cool thing. I'm looking forward to watching more of you guys be on the other end next time. So
And we're going to be excited to see everything that happens from Marina City, and we're going to be a little.
I want to hear about this special thing that's going to set you apart that you can't tell us about yet.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear about that too.
I want to hear about that too.
All right. Well, I can put it in the message instead. I'll just do that.
Okay. All right. Hey, we will settle for that. We're okay with that.
I'll do that. Otherwise, just because I don't know what the guys want to say yet, so I can't do that. Otherwise.
That makes sense. All right, we'll be able to live with that. But before we actually close out our show, Ryan, again, we thank you absolutely. This is Ryan Visser.
Thank you.
We are actually going to pay homage real fast to one of our own babes. Her father had died, Adrian. Last week, her father had passed away, and so as we close tonight's show, we're actually gonna play a song that we hope will just get through some shit. We're all here for your love, and we're hoping that you are able to see happier days as you move forward from here. So we're gonna play.
I love you, Adri.
The baby's
you.
Forever, babe.
You're the best. We're all here for you.
All right. So from Babetalk, we're just gonna close it with that song. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
And then technical difficulties make it that much awkward.
No, he did it. Hold on the song.
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry, I'm hugging.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do love my mom and pop, not the way that I do love you.
Well, holy, real by, you're the apple of my eye. Girl, I never loved one like you.
Man, oh man, you're my best friend. I'm screaming too. There's nothing there ain't nothing that I need.
Well, hot and heavy pumpkin pie, chocolate candy, Jesus Christ, ain't nothing please me more than you.
Oh, let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
To the park, through the jungle, through the dark. Girl, I never loved one like you.
Motion boats and waterfalls, alleyways and payphone calls. I've been everywhere with you.
That's true. Laughing till we think we're down. And put on the summer night. Never could be sweeter than with you.
And in the streets you run free like it's only you and me. If you're something to see. Oh, let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
Jay,
Alexander,
do you remember that day you fell out of my window?
I sure do. You came jumping out after me.
Well, you fell on the concrete and nearly broke your ass, and you were bleeding all over the place, and I rushed you off to the hospital. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Well, there's something I never told you about that night.
What did you tell me?
While you were sitting in the back seat smoking a cigarette you thought was going to be your last, I was falling deep, deep in love with you. And I never told you till just now. Promise whenever I'm with you. Let me go far. Promise when I'm alone with you. Home, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
Oh, home. Yes, I am home.